Hello students, I am Hasmathullah from G.k.jain school. Today we are going to see the 7th chapter of 12th standard economics, which deals about the international economics. Till now we have seen the various approach of economics which tells about the internal management. But now, in this lesson we are going to see what the international economics is all about. What kind of treatment it is going to have with regards to. Before going to that, let's see the meaning of international economics. International economics is a process of exchange of goods and services. What happened here? We are exchanging the goods, we are exchanging the services that take place between two or more countries. So in a simple words, when there is an exchange of any kind of goods or when there is an exchange of any kind of services from one country to another country, that process is what is known as international economics. So when there is an exchange of goods or exchange of any kind of services between the one country to another country. For example, our country India, it has the exchange of an automobile products with regards to China and with regards to USA or Japan. This is what it will be known as international economics. In a simple words, when the two countries, one country, the home country and the foreign country comes together for the agreement of having the exchange of goods and services, that is what we call as international economics. Very simple to understand that. It is the process of exchange of goods and services. You are giving the goods means there should be an exchange of money. So that will take place between two or more countries. That is what we know as international economics. Once more, let me tell you. International economics means a process of exchange of goods and services between two or more companies. There should be at least two countries so that international market, international pricing, international economics can be made possible. One more approach is that an economics interdependence of any exchange of goods and services which has impact or which has effect in two or more countries. So when there is exchange of any goods and services, where there is an exchange of any goods and services with regards to two countries, what happened? It will have an effect on the both countries, and those countries should be interdependent, which means that there should be an exchange only when one country is ready with another country. When the two countries are ready to make an exchange of goods and services, then only what will happen? International economics will take place. That's what it says, that an economics interdependence. This is the important part. It is what? An interdependence. It is interrelated. It is interrelated from one another. In what way? For the exchange of goods and services. So, when there is an exchange of goods and services which has the interdependent, country India is depending on China for the exchange of one particular product, that is what? Interdependent. This country is dependent on this country and they are giving the exchange of goods and services. It will have an impact. It will have an effect on two or more countries. It is known as international economics. Simple word. When there is two countries involved in the exchange of any goods, any services, any kind of exchange that the two countries take place with regards to monetary policy exchange, that's what is known as international economics, right? Let's see some of the subject matter of international economics. International economics is a subject matter of various parts, various things. The economics is what? The study of human behavior, that how the human is going to satisfy its needs. Whether it can be for a single individual or either can be for the entire society. A study of as a whole. So, in economics we learn about how to satisfy the needs and wants of a single individual or the need and wants of the entire society together. And when the needs and the wants of the entire world put together, when the producing power or the satisfying power of a product is of that nature that it can satisfy the whole world together, it can be considered as an international asset. So, when in economics, when the economics has the power of satisfying the needs satisfying the wants of every individual, all together aspect, it has the effect on two or more countries. It's known as international economics. This international economics has a few subject matters that are pure theory trade, policy issues, intercartel and trade blocks, international financial trade and regulatory institutions. Total 4 aspects we have. Let's see the first one. Pure theory of trade. In this subject matter of international economics, the trade policy is taking place in a pure and perfect way. Here, no fraudulent activities, no selfishness will take place. Altogether, in the pure theory of trade, the trading system will take place in such a manner that both the parties, the sender parties and the receiver parties, should have the maximum satisfaction of whatever goods, whatever services is being exchanged between two or more countries. The host country and the receiving country should be ready to have the adoptable changes that is required in the international economic standard. In the economic standard, they follow the pure hygienic policies where the dramas of unwanted stuff will be fully avoided, where they will not have any kind of due, where there will not have a duplication of any kind of product, there will not be a price verification. So, what is the pure theory of trade is all about? The pure theory of trade is all about having the proper balance of many aspects which gives the proper exchange or proper control to the trading policy in a pure way. No exploitation of a consumer or a country or a host country. Everything should be made so perfectly with regards to 3 more important aspects. Balance of payment, exchange rate and the volume of trade. They fix the volume of trade in a perfect standard way. They have the perfect exchange rate so that it should not vary. We are having the exchange rate with USA in a different way, for Japan in a different way. This should not be done. It should be for the perfect international standard. Balance of payment has to be given. So when all the exchange of goods and services taking place in a perfect manner, in a pure way, without exploiting anyone, that is what we call pure theory of trade. Second one is policy issues. We have some of the policy issues. So, the next part of that is the policy issues. What are the various policy issues with regards to the international economics is all about? Technology flow. The flow of technology will not be same. The technology that has in USA or Japan will not have the same technology in other countries. So the technology flow is there. Subsidies. The subsidy that is given by the Indian government will not be provided by the other foreign government. So subsidy issues. Taxation use and the various kind of taxation policies there that has an impact. FDI, foreign direct investment, it has the separate country, separate kind of thing. Borrowings, all the borrowings is not under proper rate. So these are the policy issues that is taking place in the economic system. Apart from that, we have international cartels and trade blocks. The international cartels and trade blocks is what? It's something where we are facing a lot of trouble in a day-to-day life. In international cartel, we have trade union, custom union, we have trade blocks, we have monetary unions. So these are some of the unions which has the impact on the international economics in a certain way that when there is any kind of disputes or any kind of disagreement between the employer and employee, or when there is any kind of disagreement between one country to another country, or when there is a problem or there is a trouble between one state to the another state or one party to other party, what happened? There were these kind of unions comes together and they destroy the international trade policy of any country. Apart from that, we have international financial trade and regulatory institution. This international trade and financial regulatory institution are the one who manages, who controls, who designs, who frameworks the various guidelines, various ideas, various technological aspects, which is going to have the better tomorrow, which helps to have the better utilization of international economy. The proper international economic standards should be followed. In such a way, it should be followed that there should be a proper usage or the proper specialized use of certain rules and regulation, because if there is no rules in particular way, what will happen? There will be exploitation of various resources. So that's the reason we have some of the various institutions like World Trade Organization, like International Monetary Fund, International Banking of Reconstruction and Development. We have this kind of institution which builds the proper and hygiene atmosphere in the international economy, which makes the economic runs very smoothly. So these are the subject matters: pure theory of trade, policy issues, international cartel and trade blocks, international financial trade and regulatory institution. The next thing is trade. So we are talking about the trade only. What is trade? Let's understand the meaning of trade. The exchange of goods, wares or merchandise among the people is called trade. So as a person, when I am exchanging any kind of goods, or when I am exchanging any kind of merchandise or any kind of ware, any kind of services from one person to from me, I am giving it to someone else. That is what we call trade. The exchange of good. It is from one person going to the another person. This exchange of goods, the going of goods from one place to another place, is known as trade. Okay. Trade can be divided into two parts: internal or domestic trade, international and foreign trade. What we have trade? It can be divided into two parts: international and internal trade. What is internal trade? The exchange of goods or services which take place within the political and geographical boundaries of any country is called internal trade. So when a trading policy take place in one country, first point, and when a exchange of goods, exchange of services is being taking place in one geographical boundary on one political boundary, that is what we call internal trade. For example, whatever trade is being taking place from the Jammu Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh, inside the geographical boundary of our country India, that trade will known as internal trade or domestic trade. Simple to understand. The trade, the exchange of goods and services which take place inside the geographical boundary of any country, those trade is known as internal trade. It is also known as home trade. It is also known as intra-regional trade. It is also known as domestic trade, because it is a domestic person. It's a home country. So whatever trade we are taking place in my country, in our own country, that trade is known as home trade, inter-regional trade. So inside our region, that trade is taking place. That's the reason it's known as internal trade, which means inside the geographical boundary of a country, that trade is known as internal trade. What is international trade? A trade which has exchange of goods and services in two or more countries. So when a trade takes place between one country and another country, from US to India, when this trade is taking place, this is known as international trade. So this is the small introduction of Here what we are going to learn about the various related aspects of international economics. How the international economics taking place, what are the various theories, what are the various rules and regulations with regard to international trade. Okay, dear viewers, if you have not subscribed to our official channel, subscribe G.k.Jain Schools and press the bell icon for the latest and nearest videos in various subjects. Thank you all.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.